What's up, guys? This is B Brooks from Brickdo here, and today I thought we'd take some time and discuss the difficulties when it comes to investing in Lego. The basis of this video is that right now there's a lot of action surrounding the trading card world, specifically Pokemon and a little bit of Magic the Gathering. It's not something I've talked about on this channel, but I have been in the game of selling Magic the Gathering cards for about 2 years on and off on eBay. I haven't invested or sold in Pokemon yet. But we recently bought a few of those as well. But we have been watching a lot of Pokemon business and investing videos for about 2 years as well. You know, definitely way before the boom and when it was about 10 times cheaper than it is right now. And the reason we have really tried to pursue Lego with selling, investing in YouTube is because we have been in the hobby for much longer, feel we have a much larger knowledge of this space, and most importantly, we are collectors first when it comes to Lego, and K-Brooks and I have felt that the best thing to do is to stick to your strength and what you know. And however, it has been apparent to us that Lego investing has some limitations compared to Pokemon, which makes aspects of investing quite difficult or more risky from our side. Not to say that collectible cards don't have those risks, but in my opinion, those are just a lot different than with Lego, and you start to hit those problems, like fake cards, things like that, when you get to the really, really high end stuff. But anyway, so around like our sort of range, it's about 3 things that I think is very difficult when it comes to investing in Lego. So number 1, having a secure and large enough space to store sealed boxes. We don't even have a large sealed collection compared to some people, and we've already had some difficulty when it comes to having space. This is especially hard as students, as we don't live in the same place the whole year. So unless you own a house, have a mortgage, you're going to be there for quite a while. I would seriously consider the difficulty moving your sealed collection if you are in, say, an apartment and your lease ends up and you have to, just switch apartments even if it's close by, or if you move a lot for your job. That's going to be very difficult to have a large sealed collection. Moving them and storing them, it just takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of space, and it takes a lot of effort to move them if you have to. So in addition to the space concern, you have to take into consideration shelf wear, or how stacking sets may crease or dent your boxes, which will hurt their value in the future. This is something that if you're going to be holding on to them for a couple years, you really have to consider. And I've just noticed from our own personal collection of sets we've built that this is definitely a problem when you're storing sets. Shelfware definitely comes to be an issue. We took in some precautions for sealed collections, but again, it comes in if you're holding on to them for years. I would say most of our sets here are about a year or 2 old only, so kind of potentially could be an issue, especially if you have larger sets as well. You got to kind of strategically stack those. All right, number 2. Buying sealed product online to invest in. Okay, so this might be the most frustrating for us. Let's say you find a really nice deal on Amazon, Target, or Walmart. You buy quite a few sets to sit on. The package comes in only to find that the crap pack job has dented and smashed over half the sets you had shipped. You either got to just take the hit and deal with the damage when you sell them later, or try and return them, which is a headache in of itself. Also, don't even get me started when they try and ship them using their padded envelopes. You just get screwed on those if you just buy a small set or something like that, and Amazon tries to do that. So guys, that is just, I get so nervous when I'm just buying, let's say it's like for example, the Lego Movie 2 Brickheads. This is year and a half ago now. Lego Movie 2 Brickheads came out, pretty rare. There's only like 5,000 of them. Was able to get my hands on like maybe 4, like 2 of each or something like that, and the first 2 that came out. And I'm not gonna lie, I was just really nervous that we were just gonna get those and the boxes were gonna be smashed, and it was just gonna be a problem to deal with. But luckily they weren't. On the other hand, we have bought numerous things. Just from like Amazon or Target. There was a Target deal, I guess 2 years ago now, almost 2018 December, where Target had listed like Lego Star Wars sets for over 50% off. There's battle packs for like $6. Like some of those like Rancor pit sets. I'm trying to think what way that was. That would have been. I kind of forget. But a lot of Lego Star Wars sets over 50% off. We bought a ton. And another just like really nervous to see how that box came. And I mean, it was just thrown in like a huge box with a few little padded things, but I mean, man, it just felt like it was just really risky. And I mean, we've gotten boxes smashed before. I usually find it to be with the either really large shipments or really small shipments where they try to put it in either a big box or they put it in the padded envelope. Or for really large shipments, they just throw it in a ginormous box and there's too much shaking around, or it just gets dented because it's just heavy for the mail carriers that are dealing with it in transit. And it just ends up getting dented in the corners, and a set here or two there, gets a little dinged up. Either way, I mean, just very risky, when you buy sets online. That's why I kind of like the search of in-store. I can kind of see what I'm getting. All right, guys, number 3, shipping costs. And we've talked about this a little bit, but this is probably the most difficult part in being successful in Lego investing, and really eats into your profit. In comparison, if you were just shipping, for example, let's go back to Pokemon cards. You can just use an envelope if they are inexpensive. Slap a stamp on there, you're good to go. And if they're expensive, use first class mail. It's like $3.50 on eBay. And also, if you do graded cards, the case is small enough, first class mail, $3.50, right? If you're shipping very expensive cards, you could use priority mail, insure the shipment up to whatever dollar amount it is, and still it's such a small package. It's just, I mean, that's still not going to be a lot in comparison to trying to ship, or it's probably going to be comparable to shipping, like a UCS set or a modular, something very heavy, very large. And you try to ship those across the country, and sometimes it really surprises you how much it does cost. So you need the value of this set to increase tremendously to do well with Lego investments because of the shipping costs. That's something that I would say cards don't have as much to deal with. So anyway, guys, those are the 3 things that I decided to point out here, and I decided to do it sort of in comparison to cards because that's something else I've sold on eBay before, and I found that at least in my price range, and I know there's definitely issues, like I said, fraudulent cards, things like that. I know someone who probably sells a lot of Pokemon thinks there's a lot of issues with that as well, but just from my perspective on sort of the really lower end of cards, I would say, compared to Lego, I found Lego to be just a lot more difficult as far as holding them, selling them, the fees, getting product in order to invest in or resell online. There's just a lot of components where things can go wrong or unexpected things can happen. And so I would just probably classify it as being more risky than many people think, or harder, I would say, more hands-on than people think as far as storing them and things like that. And so if you guys are considering investing in Lego, I was just as sort of just a little bit of a word of caution here, 3 things that you should be looking out for. If you guys enjoy this video, go ahead and leave it a like, subscribe. I'm looking to do some more, maybe some more comparisons between the trading card world and Lego. It's not a huge comparisons, but I'm kind of seeing a few here, and I think there's some interest. Maybe in the comments if you guys are interested, it'd be great to hear. So this is Bricks and Brick signing off. Thanks, guys.